welcome to IP Study Video Lectures. Today we will discuss the 9th chapter of Grade 6 English Grammar and we will explore the topic articles. What are articles? Articles are those words which we use before nouns. For example, article a, an or the. There are two types of articles: indefinite articles and definite articles. Indefinite articles are those articles which tells us about something which is not specific. And definite articles tells us about something which is specific. Let us study about articles and their types in detail in this chapter. Before the end of this lesson, you will be able to recognize that a, an, and the are articles. Differentiate the difference between definite articles and indefinite articles. Use a, an, and the in sentences. So you will be able to recognize articles, differentiate between indefinite and definite articles, and use articles in sentences. Before we dive further, let's study this example. The boy working on a computer is both an intelligent and a hardworking child. In this sentence, article a and an are indefinite articles, and article the is the definite article. Why? Because article the is pointing out to something specific, and whereas a and an, they are pointing out to something which is not specific. Let us read these examples. She has a cat. Do you think article a has been used correctly? Very good. Yes, it is correct. This is an house. Do you think article an has been used correctly? Very good. This is incorrect. Can you identify the reason that this example is incorrect? Very good. Because article an is used with vowels or sound of vowels. For example, R. It starts with H, but her is not sounding as letter H. Whereas in the word house or in the noun house, her letter H is sounding H. Therefore, we cannot use article an with it. He is a nice person. This is correct? Very good. Please pass me pen. Something is missing here? Very good. Something is missing definitely. Please pass me a pen. Hence, this is incorrect. I saw an eagle this morning. Eagle. Do you think this is a sound of a vowel? Bravo! This is a sound of a vowel. Hence, we will use article an and not article a. So, this statement is incorrect. I always wanted to be an astronaut. Is it correct? Bravo! It is the correct statement. So, it was clear to us that article a and an, we used these articles to point out something which is not specific. Article a was used with some nouns which were singular, and article an was used with singular nouns but with the nouns starting with a vowel sound. The words a, an, and the are called articles. These words are used to point out people or things. If we talk about articles, article a, article an, article the, All of these three, they point out to people or things. But they are classified into two categories as we have already discussed, which is definite and indefinite. The articles a and an are called indefinite articles as we use them when we are not referring to any definite person or thing. That means we are not referring to something specific. So we use article a and an for it. For example, let's look at the words in this box. A window, a chair, a car, a book, an orange, an Indian, an ant, an egg. In all of these words, we are not pointing out to anything specific. A window can be any window, a car can be any car. Hence, these are called indefinite articles. The use of a or an depends upon the sound of the countable noun before which they are placed. For example, article a is used before a singular countable noun beginning with a consonant sound, right? It is used with a singular noun which is countable but has a consonant sound. For example, a fox, a pen, a hat, a cup. Article a is used before any word which begins with a vowel but is pronounced with a consonant sound. For example, union. If you look at the word, yes, definitely it is starting with a vowel. But when I speak up union, am I speaking up the sound of a vowel, which is a? Exactly. This is U sound and U is a consonant. Therefore, we use article a with it. So, we always recognize where to use article a or an by the sound of the vowel and consonants. A union, a unit, a one-eyed monster, a one-way street. Although it appears to us that they are beginning with vowels like U and O, but the sound is U, which is a consonant sound, and W is a consonant sound again. Therefore, we use article a with them. Now, as I told you earlier, article an is used before a vowel sound. It is used before a singular countable noun beginning with a vowel sound. An orange, an apple, an ox. All of these three words, they are singular, they are countable, we are not referring to something specific, and they have a vowel sound as well. Like ox, orange, apple. Therefore, we use article an with them. Article an can be used before abbreviations when the consonant sounds like a vowel. So, abbreviations like MA, MLA, but the first letter, they sound like a vowel. The consonant sounds like a vowel. For example, an MA, an MLA. So, M is sounding like a vowel. So, we use article an with them. Article an is used before words beginning with letter H when it is silent. For example, an R. Her letter H is silent. An honest man. This is honest. So, H is silent, therefore it's sounding like a vowel sound. R, honest. In these scenarios or in these nouns as well, we use article an. Now let's have a look at some more cases. Let's look at these sentences. A camel has a hump. An elephant is an intelligent animal. Here, a camel represents the entire class of camels. We're not referring to a specific camel but entire class of camels. Thus, we can use article a or an before a countable noun in singular number, which is used to represent a class of things. The indefinite articles a or an are used when singular countable noun follows the words like what and such. For example, what a beautiful picture. So, we are talking about singular noun picture, and there is an adjective with the noun picture, which is beautiful. And we have used the word like what to exclaim the sentence. So, you will only identify the noun which is singular and countable, and you will apply and use article a for it. He is such a kind teacher. So, here again, how do you identify that you have to use article a? You will see that teacher is a singular countable noun and kind is the adjective given to the teacher. Also, we have revised the rule that with such, we use article a. He is such a kind teacher. The indefinite articles are also used to indicate one. For example, not a student looked up. So here we are talking about all the students in the class. That means we are referring to a class of students. But we are referring not a single student looked up, right? Therefore, we can use article a. Not a student looked up. I have received a letter. So here we are not talking about a specific letter written by someone or a ministry letter. We're talking about letter in general. Therefore, we use article a. The indefinite articles a or an are also used when we speak of a profession. For example, he is an astrologer. She is a doctor. Again, you're not referring to a specific person in that profession, but you're referring to the profession in general. Therefore, we will use indefinite articles. Now, how do you decide whether you can use article a or article an? Very simple. The one that begins with a vowel sound, we will use article an. And for the one which begin with a consonant sound, we use article a for them. Like, he is an astrologer, she is a doctor. Now, words like dozen, quarter, 100, liter, 1,000, few, little, and lot are preceded by article a. For example, can someone bring me a little water? He bought a liter of milk. It is a quarter of a kilometer to the station. Here, in these three sentences, we are talking about the quantity, but we are referring to indefinite quantity of something which is not countable. But the quantification like dozen, quarter, 100, liter, 1,000, few, little, lot, they are countable. Hence, we can use article a with them. Like, give me a little water. Can someone bring me a little water? He bought a liter of milk. It is a quarter of a kilometer to the station. Now, let's have a look at some cases where we use the definite article. We use the definite article the to refer to a particular person or thing. As we have already discussed, when we talk about something specific, we always use article the for it. And this is a definite article. For example, let's see a movie. Are we talking about a specific movie in this sentence? Correct. We're not talking about a specific movie. But when we say, we can see the movie which was released last week, in this sentence, you're talking about a specific movie which was released last week. Therefore, the movie becomes the definite article. And for that, we use article the. So when we are referring to a movie in general, we use article a. But when we are specifying which movie are we talking about, we use article the. The definite article the is used when we speak of a person or thing that we have already referred to. For example, the boy standing at the door is calling you. In this sentence, although we are using a common noun, which is a boy, any boy we're talking about, but here in this sentence, we are specifying which boy are we talking about. The boy standing at the door is calling you. So we are specifying which boy are we referring to. So when you give a specification to the noun that you are referring, you will use article the for it and it becomes the definite article. We use the when we use a singular common noun to indicate a whole class. For example, the lion is a majestic creature. Right? So we are referring to the whole class of lion. The lion. Right? And we are pointing out a specific quality of the lion. So this is the definite article. The is used before ordinal numbers such as first, second, third, fourth and so on. For example, my father was the first person to read it. So when you are referring to ordinal numbers like first, second, fourth, etc., we use article the. The definite article the is also used with superlatives. For example, he is the youngest boy in the team. He is the fastest boy in the class. So when you're using the superlative degrees, you are definitely using article the for it because this is the definite article. It is used with phrases such as the first, the last, the only, the next, the following, the previous. For example, he is the only boy who answered yesterday. She was the last one to enter the exam hall. So we're talking about the boys from the whole class. The is used with nouns such as earth, sky, moon. Why is that so? Very good. Because they are one, right? And they are definite. Because they refer to specific entities. The moon, the sun, the sky, they are the specific entities in the universe. So for these, we use article the because this is the definite article. The sky was covered with clouds. It is used before an adjective when in a sentence the noun is understood. For example, we should help the poor with whatever we can. So here we understand we're talking about a poor class of people as general, right? So we understand the noun. So that becomes the specific section we're talking about. That is why we use article the with it. It is used before the names of musical instruments as well. For example, the flute is a wind instrument. The is used before certain proper nouns as well, like names of rivers, seas, and ocean. The Ganges, the Amazon, the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean. Names of mountain ranges as well, like the Alps, the Himalayas. Names of families or nationalities, like the Khans, the Germans, the French, the Chinese. Holy books such as the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita. Names of newspapers, the Hindustan Times, the Times of India. So all of these are also called proper nouns when you are specifically talking about names of mountains, names of regions, names of nationalities, and names of newspapers or names of books. It is used before directions as well, like the west, the north, the south, etc. It is used with the countries whose name contains a common nouns like kingdoms and states or republics. For example, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, the United States of America. So these are the union of many states. Therefore, we use article the with it. It is the definite article. And also you're talking about many things and not a singular noun. It is used before the nouns of well-known monuments or institutions like the Taj Mahal, the Indian University, etc. The is also used before abbreviations like the UK, the USA, right? And we also discussed that we use article the with words like united or the words like kingdoms. Let us read the sentences below and take the sentences where the article has been used incorrectly. So let us read these three examples and try to identify which one is correct and which one is incorrect. Are you ready? Let's go. I met a young singer yesterday. Is this correct? Very good. This is correct. Her name was the Manisha Sen. Is this correct? Very good. It is incorrect because with the proper nouns such as names, we never use the or a. She is the daughter of the great lyricist and poet Amar Sen. Is this correct? Very good. She is the daughter. We are specifying whose daughter. Which relation are we referring from this poet? The daughter of the great lyricist and poet Amar Sen. This is the correct statement. We usually do not use an article before the names of people, right? So we neither use article a nor article the with the names of people. Similarly, let us understand which other cases are there where we should not use an article, like names of languages. I can speak only Urdu. Hindi and English are the official languages of India. So we don't use any article before the names of languages. Plural countable nouns that refer to the entire class, like Malihabad is famous for its mangoes. So it is referring to a common class but in plural number. Therefore, we do not use any article. Tigers will soon become extinct. We do not use an article before material nouns as well, like gold is an expensive metal. The box is made of wood. Abstract nouns used in a general way. For example, patience, truthfulness. Patience is a quality everyone should have. Truthfulness is always appreciated. So, with abstract nouns as well, we do not use any article. Names of sports such as cricket, hockey, tennis. Football is my favorite sport. She plays tennis. And names of academic subjects such as science, mathematics, English. I did not like history and mathematics at all. Names of meals. I will be in time for dinner. I missed eating lunch today because I was playing cricket. With all the other expressions such as all day, all night, by air, by sea, we do not need an article as well. They will travel by air. I was awake all night due to the mosquitoes. And in some phrases, we do not require articles such as in bed, at sunset, at home, in heaven, on earth, at rest, by foot, at fault, in person, at dusk, by post. So in all of these cases, we do not use articles, neither a nor article the. In certain cases, there is a need to repeat an article so that the meaning of the sentence gets clear. For example, he has a black and brown dog. He has a black and a brown dog. Now, which one do you think is correct and which one is incorrect? Let us understand the reason first. The first sentence suggests that he has a dog which is partly black and partly brown. The second sentence suggests that he has a black as well as a brown dog. Therefore, both the statements are correct, but it depends what the statement is referring to. Like, he has a black and brown dog. That means a dog is black and brown, both partly black and partly brown. He has a black and a brown dog. That means he has two dogs, a black and a brown dog. So like this, the articles changes the meanings of the complete sentences, right? So that is how you identify where to use which article, whether it's a definite article that we want to use, whether it's an indefinite article that we want to use, whether it's a vowel sound or it's a consonant sound. Let's look at other sentences as well. The principal and teacher arrived. The principal and the teacher arrived. The first person states that only one person who was both principal and teacher arrived. That means here the principal and teacher arrived. That means we're referring to one person who was both principal and a teacher at one time. The second sentence states that two persons arrived, the principal and the teacher, because you have specified the principal, the teacher, the principal and the teacher. That's the difference an article can make with the sentence. So that was all about articles. As we have studied in this chapter, that articles are a, an, and the. They are classified as indefinite and definite articles. Article a and article an are indefinite articles because they do not refer to a specific thing. Whereas article the is the definite article because it refers to a specific thing. Article a is used with a singular countable noun which has a consonant sound. Whereas article an is used with a singular countable noun which has a vowel sound. So thank you so much for staying with us. See you in our next session. Stay tuned for our next video lecture. Until then, keep revising articles in your sentences and in your books that you read. Thank you so much.